Okay, guys, welcome to my homeschooling podcast. It's your girl, Dedicated Diva, and let's get straight into it now. The first semester is coming to an end, and if your kiddos are attending any online school, whether it's virtual, it doesn't matter. I believe first semester is coming to an end around December 17th, and so you want to make sure all of your kiddos' work is done. If there's anything like any portfolios or any essays that's coming up and you know that it's going to take a little while for them to complete them, go ahead and look ahead, and you may want to get started on some of those things now. Also, if your kiddos got some assignments that has already been done and you feel like that grade needs to come up, or you feel like they may be failing, because that's possible, you want to make sure that they ask for extra credit or see if they can do any of those assignments over. You also want to make up any overdue assignment, because I know sometimes kids will totally skip over assignments if they feel like it's too hard, and some online schools don't allow you to miss any assignments. It's almost like you have to go in a certain pattern, and if you don't do that assignment, you can't complete the next one. But I know there's a lot of online schools where, if you skip over that assignment and you're not paying attention, it'll just get lost, and once a zero is on it, it brings your kiddos' grade all the way down, and you don't want that to happen. So you want to make sure there's no work to be made up. If your child has any finals, like final exams or anything of that sort, you want to make sure that they are studying for those, especially if their grades are around where they have a low B or a C. You want to make sure that they are studying for any finals and see if it's any way to either curve those finals, because I know when my kids were going to, I believe it was Connections Academy, the teachers had a way for them not to take finals if their grade was a certain thing. But if your child has to take finals, you want to make sure that they are studying, especially if they have those low B's and C's, because if they get a really low grade on the final, it's going to tank them all the way down in a D, having a D. And in the second semester, it'll be hard for them they won't have any wiggle room for them to make any type of low grades or mistakes or anything of that sort. Because if your first semester, they ended off with a D, that second semester they at least have to get a high C or a B just to pass, and you have a final around that time, the ending of second semester also. And you want to, one thing that I would encourage, and this is the last thing, any novels to any books that's coming up for the next semester, you want to make sure they get a head start on reading it. There's nothing worse than coming back after winter break and finding out that you have to read this whole long book. You guys know how it was when you were in school. You don't want your child to have to go through that. So if there's any long book or any long novel, if it's anything that they have to read, and you can tell that they have some type of assignment or something coming up for it that's going to be like an essay or one of those long tests that's like 45 questions long, you want to make sure they get a head start on reading that for next semester, because they'll keep it fresh in their mind. And that was it for this podcast, with the first semester coming up to an end, and I'll see you guys on the next one.